Good morning friends. In this video we will discuss another case how to convert this ER diagram to a relational model. So if you see that this ER diagram we have constructed in the one of your earlier videos. There is a faculty and there is a department. One faculty acts as a HOD for a department. So we have taken few requirements and we have constructed the ER diagram. If you have a doubt how we got this ER diagram, I request you to go through my earlier video so that you will understand in a better way. Okay. So now this ER diagram I want to convert into a tables or a relational model. Suppose if you see that faculty has the simple attribute and a composite attribute. So the relation name will be a faculty and he has the faculty ID and he has the name. So we will say that first name, middle name and last name will be there. If you see that we have a faculty having a key attribute called faculty ID and his name is having again faculty name, middle name and last name. So in the relational model, how to convert that entity to a relation we have already discussed. Okay. So now similarly, now what is the primary key for this one? Faculty ID will be the primary key. Why? In the ER diagram, the faculty ID is the key attribute. So when we convert it to a table, it will act as a primary key. And the department having two attributes called department ID, so which will act as a primary key here, and it has a department name. Okay, then you can ask me, sir, why you have taken the department name as a simple attribute? Why not it a composite attribute? When it comes to the faculty, you have taken it as a faculty name as first name, middle name, last name. Why you did not take the department as a department first name, department middle name and department last name? We will not have a first name, middle name, last name for the department. For a person it may be there, but for a department you will not find such cases. Okay, so this is a primary key for the department table and the name of the table will be department. Okay, now if you see that I need to create a relationship between these faculty entity and department entity. So I need to create a relationship called manages between the faculty table and department table. How can I create a relationship? There are two ways we can create a relationship between these two. We have already discussed that if you want to create a relationship between two tables, take the primary key of the table and keep it as a foreign key. So how I can do? I can take the primary key of the faculty and keep as a foreign key in the department. That is one scenario. And another scenario is that I will take the primary key of the department and I can keep here. That is also a possible, so that I can have a relationship between the faculty table and the department table. Is it clear? Because if you want to have a relationship between two tables, then you should have a primary key acting as a foreign key, so then it will be very easy for us to have a relationship. So we will discuss both the cases. Which case we should go for. Okay. Now let's take that. The first case I am keeping it as department ID as a foreign key in this one, because the primary key of the department table I am keeping it as a foreign key. Then I can have a relationship between these things. Okay. Now what is the problem, or is it okay to have like this? We will see. Now as we said earlier, in a department or in an organization, n number of faculties will be there. And the number of departments will be less than the number of faculty. If you see any real-time scenario, the number of faculty will be more as compared to the number of departments. In each department, you will find some number of faculty. Suppose in CSE, you will find 30 faculty. In mechanical, you will have 50 faculty, like that. Now, if you see that among the 50 faculty or 30 faculty, one only will act as a HOD and remaining people will follow his instructions. Is it clear? So, if he is a faculty ID is 1, his first name is A, B, C, first name is A, middle name is B, C. Let's say that he is not a HOD for a department. Then what is the value will be? His value will be null. Okay? Is it clear? Are you able to understand? Or if you want to write, I will write like he manages the department, or let's make it simple. I will not change. Okay? Because he is not managing, he is not acting as a HOD for any department, his value will be none. Is it clear? I am talking about the HOD relationship only here. But obviously he will belongs to some department that I am not taking, because I want to take he is managing or acting as a HOD relationship. Okay. Now faculty 2, DEF, he is also not acting as a HOD. Like that you have some 10 faculty. Now the 10th faculty, GHI, he is acting as a HOD for department 1. Now if you see that in this case what happening? Now 1, he is not acting as a HOD for any department. 2, he is not acting as a HOD. Up to 9, faculty number 9, they are not acting as HOD. So these values becoming as a null. Can we eliminate them? See, this is also a correct design, but we are talking about can we have an efficient design. Even this one also a design only, and it is also correct. But I am talking about an efficient design. We should not be a designer. We should be an efficient database designer. Because companies will look at the efficient database designers, not the designers. Anyone can design, okay? But the companies will ask for an efficient database designers. So can we go better than this one? Okay, so what is the another case is that we have discussed one case. One is that the primary key of the department will act as a foreign key in the faculty. But if you are doing like this, we are getting the null values. So can we go another way? What is the another way? If you have the faculty ID, okay, shall I write this here? The faculty ID will act as a foreign key in the department. The primary key of the faculty table is acting as a foreign key in the department table. Meaning is that he is acting as a HOD. Now roll number 1 means faculty ID 1 is not acting as a HOD. Let's say that this is a department 1. It is CSC. Now as we said earlier, 1 to 9 they are not acting as a HOD. 10 is acting as a HOD for the department called CSC. So here you will have an entry called 10. Now let's take the department ID 2 is there, which is a mechanical. Some faculty is acting as a HOD. Among the n number of faculty, let's take the 25 faculty ID. The faculty whose ID is 25, he is acting as a HOD. Now if you see that anywhere null values are there, there are no null values. So what I can say, if it is a better design, you should, in this case, you should go for the foreign key of the primary key of the faculty relation. You should make it as a foreign key in the department. This is a better design, because if you see that there are no null values. In the previous case, you can find some null values. Is it clear? Are you able to understand it or not? If 50 faculty are there, only 2 are acting as a HOD. Remaining 48 entries will become null in the previous case. Whereas here, you will not find any null values. Okay. So I can say that this is an efficient design. Okay. Now my another point is that I want to add a little bit more complexity. For this manager or the HOD, I want to have an attribute called since. There is another attribute called since, meaning is that if he is a HOD for some department, from which date he is an HOD. Obviously people will ask, if I am a HOD, from when and what is your experience, means when you will finish your HODship. People will ask, because every HOD will, means in a government organization, people will go on a rotation. Okay. So since from which date he is acting as a HOD, I want to have a I want that information. So if it is there in the relation, if you see that, and I want to say one point is that attribute can be there for an entity, and also an attribute can be there for a relationship also. That's why I created an attribute called since for the relationship called managers. Now, if you see that, if I make it as another table, so now you can ask, sir, you have an attribute for the entity, you make it as a separate table. Now you create another table called managers, and there you enter this data called since. Is it correct? Yes, it is correct only. I am not saying it is wrong. But what is the problem with this one is that you are increasing the number of tables. So if I want to be a better designer, how can I do it? Can I reduce the number of tables? If there is a chance of reducing the number of tables, better go for it so that you can save the storage. Is it clear? Are you able to understand? Even I am saying that you can create a separate table for the relationship because it is having an attribute. So make it separate. But if you want to be a better designer, you better reduce the number of tables if it is possible. If it is not possible, no one can reduce it. Is it clear? If it is possible, better reduce it. How I can reduce? if I can shift this attribute to the any of this entity, either to here or either to here, then I no need to create a separate table for this managers. Are you able to understand? In the example whatever I have taken, the attribute is there for the managers. If you as it is there, you can create a separate table. But if I want to be a better designer, either I will try to shift to this attribute to the entity called faculty or to the department. If I do it, then there will be no attribute for this relationship called managers. Then you can manage with only 2 tables. You don't need to have 3 tables. Now the case is that to which entity I can shift. You can shift to anyone, but a better designer, where should I shift? Where should I shift is that I will shift here. Means I will keep it in the department table. Why not in the faculty table? We will discuss. First we will discuss if I keep it in the department table, meaning is that if I am shifting the since to the department table, what will happen? Now department have name CSC, faculty roll number 10 is not roll number, sorry, every time I am getting roll number. Faculty ID is having 10 and he is acting as a HOD from 1/1/2020 and he is acting from 1/1/2019, like that. This is a better because for a department, one HOD is there and you are entering the data is from since he is. Suppose let's take that if I keep here that since, what will happen? Here also I can keep it, but what is the problem with this one? Now if you see that faculty 1, whose name is A, middle name is B and last name is C, he is not the HOD. If he is not the HOD, then how can you ask him to enter the since? He is not the HOD. Here it will be null, and at the 10 you will have the value as 1/2020. So again you will have the null values. So to avoid that one, if you keep the since attribute to the entity called faculty, you will have the null values. Instead of that one, we will keep the since attribute to the department table so that you can avoid these null values which came in the earlier case. So this is the better design. Okay, I hope you have understood how to have a relation or how to convert an ER diagram which consists of 1-to-1 relation, and you have a total participation. This is a total participation, this is a partial participation, and you have attributes, and there is an attribute for the relationship called managers. What we have to do, we have discussed. Now I want to discuss another case so that you can understand the concept in a better way. Okay. See, I can use my hand as a duster, no problem. Let's take that you have a person is there, okay, or a faculty. Let me take it as a faculty, okay. And a faculty will have a PAN number or a PAN card he will have. Am I right or wrong? Those who are earning some money, they should have the PAN card. That is what the government rules. So the relationship here it is having. Now remember one thing. Usually, I am talking about usual case. Each faculty will have only one PAN card. Am I right or wrong? And a PAN card will belongs to only one faculty. One PAN card will not belongs to 2 faculty. If you see that there is a faculty 1, faculty 2, faculty number 3, and PAN card P1, P2, P3. Now faculty 1 will have a PAN card 1, faculty 2 will have a PAN card number 3, faculty 3 having a PAN card number 2. So if you see that the cardinality ratio or the cardinality of the faculty is 1, because he can have maximum relationship with only one PAN card. What about the cardinality of the PAN card is also 1, because any PAN card can have a relationship maximum with one faculty only. What about the participation? The participation, if there is a faculty, obviously you should have a PAN card. Is it clear? Now government is asking the PAN card for everyone. Okay, so it is a total participation. There is a means I want to say is that in an organization there will be no employee or no faculty without any PAN card. Okay, because you have to go for the income tax filing. Now, if there is a PAN card, it should be belongs to someone. Is it clear? If there is a PAN cards list in the organization, it should belong to someone. So obviously the participation of the PAN card is also 1. If you represent the cardinality, it is 1 and 1 cardinality ratio. As the both are total participation, so I will represent like this. So if you convert the what are the requirements I have given, and if I convert into ER diagram, it will looks like this. Now in this case, how should I have the diagram? Means how should I have the tables? Let's take that faculty has a faculty ID, faculty name. I am not taking the case that first name, middle name, last name. Already we have discussed. Okay. Now faculty ID is acting as a primary key for the key attribute for the faculty entity. Now PAN card will have the PAN card ID, which is acting as a key attribute, and PAN card will have number. And number it is having name, name of the person, it will be there. Let's take that, just an example. Okay. Now what should I do? Then people will say that, sir, you have 2 entities, so go for 2 tables. Faculty, which is having faculty ID, faculty name. Faculty ID is acting as a primary key. This is one. And another way is that you have the PAN card table, you have PAN card ID, PAN card name. In this case, PAN card will act as a primary key. Yeah, this is good. Till now we have discussed all these cases so that you can easily construct like this. Now I want to have a relationship called having. So what is the way? I can take the primary key of the PAN card and make it as a foreign key here. Will it be any problem? Why it will not have any problem? PAN card ID 1 or P1, name is something J, PAN card number 2, some K, faculty ID and some A. A is having a PAN card called P1. So I will write here. 2, B, he is having PAN card number 2. So it is okay. There is no problem. Okay. Now can I take another case? So what I can do is that the first case is that the primary key of the PAN card table, which is a PID, I am keeping it as a foreign key in the faculty table. There is no problem. Can we take the second case? What is the second case? Sorry. Second case is what? The primary key of the faculty, can I make it as a foreign key here? Yeah, I can do it without any problem. You can see it. Suppose if it is PAN card 1 which belongs to faculty 1, there is no problem. Here there is no null values. In our previous case we got null values in the previous ER diagram, but here we don't have. So what I want to say is that the primary key of the PAN card, I can keep it as a foreign key in the faculty table, or I can take the primary key of the faculty and keep it as a foreign key in this one. So both are okay. But can I go for a better design? See, these two are correct. So I can have 2 separate tables. But can we go for a better design? Please think it. Pause the video and think it. Can you go for a better design than this one? So obviously I can say that we can go for a better design. What is the better design is that if you see that each faculty has a 1 PAN card. It is a 1-to-1 relation. And if there is a PAN card, it belongs to someone. So why should we have a separate table? Why can't we make it as a single table? Instead of having it as a 2 tables, why can't we have it as a single table? Single table meaning is that all the attributes, faculty ID, faculty name, PAN card ID, PAN card name, all I will make it as a single table. Is it a good? Yes, because why not? It is. We will see why it is good design. Now a faculty ID 1 whose name is A, his PAN card is 1, P1, his name is something J, and faculty 2B, PAN card 2, K, faculty number 3, C, PAN card number 3, L. Like that, if you see that, there is no problem, you will have a unique values. Is it clear? So there is no problem. So what I want to say is that if you have a 1-to-1 relationship between the 2 entities and both the entities are participating in a total participation. In our earlier case, it is a faculty is having a partial participation and the department is having a total participation. In this case, it is a 1-to-1 relation and both are having a total participation. Instead of having 2 tables, we can make it as a single table. So for a better design, even you can keep it 2 tables. You are a designer, but I want all my students to be a better designer. So that's why I am taking that you can combine it into a single table. Okay, I hope you have understood the case if you have one-to-one relation, how to convert an ER diagram to a relational model. In the next videos, we will discuss how to convert an ER diagram which is having many-to-one relation, many-to-many relations into an ER diagrams. Okay, I hope you are enjoying my videos. If you really like my videos, I request you to press the like button, and any feedback if you want to give me for suggestions, you are always can give the feedback in the comment section, and I request you to share the videos with your friends so that your friends also can enjoy my videos, and I request you to subscribe my channel for regular updates. Thank you so much.